Welcome to the Navigating Business Decisions video series, where I review the entire report that we provided as a result of an extensive survey done with business leaders in Northeast Ohio. I worked in conjunction with a class at Kent State University, and these are the questions that we asked them. So I thought it would be helpful to just go over really quickly the questions and then provide you with kind of an idea of how we formatted this survey. I'm Grace LaConte. You can find this entire report at laconteconsulting.com/Ohio-survey. So first of all, this survey was conducted in the fall of 2024 with a group of undergraduate students at Kent State. And it was only possible with their help that we had 53 respondents in such a short period of time. This survey was done through Google Forms, and the data was then sent out through a link that went back to the Google Forms. So that collected all of the responses. So first we have a little thank you message here. Thank you for participating in the survey conducted by Kent State University and LaConte Consulting. We are examining how Northeast Ohio business leaders tackle challenges, seize opportunities, and plan for the future. Your insights will help us uncover effective strategies and common obstacles, contributing to a valuable resource for the local business community. Your responses are completely confidential and will be used to gain insights aimed at better supporting and strengthening the local business community. So we really tried to create a long enough amount of questions that we could get some good data, but also short enough that it wouldn't discourage people from starting it and then leaving. And I'm really very grateful to all these leaders who went through the entire survey and provided their in-depth insights, because it helped us to get so much more thorough responses that aided in creating this report. So the first section is about you and your business, basic information. So what is the name of your company? Where is your main office or headquarters located? And we provide a list of Akron, Ashtabula, Canton, and Massillon, Cleveland, Lorain-Elyria, Mansfield, Sandusky, Worcester, Youngstown, Warren, Boardman, or other. Here is the response from everyone in the survey. The vast majority came from Cleveland, and then the rest were kind of distributed pretty evenly throughout the rest of the responses. And it continues on this section here. Okay, what is your role in the company? So we had a checkbox where you could have more than one answer. The owner answer gave us 84.9% of respondents. Then we had CEO, CFO, COO, or other, and we had a few different answers within that. So management, national sales director, lead global applications owner, co-owner, or president. Which industry best describes your business? Manufacturing was 30.2%, healthcare was 1.9%, and we had construction real estate with 7.5%. Financial services was 3.8%. Food and beverage was 9.4%. IT and software was 7.5%. And then we also had logistics with no answers, energy, education and training, tourism and hospitality, and then other with several that filled in their own answers. What is your company's annual revenue? Less than 1 million, 1 to 5 million, 5 to 10 million, 10 to 30 million, over 30 million, or prefer not to disclose. Here is the responses from that. We had 34% had less than 1 million, 20.8% had 1 to 5 million, and then pretty even distribution between the 10 to 30 million and over 30 million, and then prefer not to disclose was a very small portion. How many employees does your company have? 1 to 10, 11 to 50, 51 to 100, 101 to 250, or over 250. Here are the responses. 1 to 10 employees was 45.3%. 11 to 50 was 26.4%. And then an even distribution of the rest of the choices. Section 2, your decision-making process. So here we wanted to ask how decisions are made in their organization. Who is involved in making key decisions in your business? So owner or founder, senior management, financial team, operations team, department heads, external consultants, board of directors, and other. As you can see here, 90.6% of decisions in these companies are made by the owner or founder. The senior management is involved with 56.6% of these businesses. Financial team is 28%, operations teams 28, department heads are 13, external consultants are 15, board of directors is 11, and then we had private equity firm board of directors and sales team with 1.9% each. Not listed here is employees or anyone outside of the main decision-making group of the. So not totally surprising, but very interesting to note. What tools or resources do you use to support your decision-making? Here we had a checkbox, so multiple answers were allowed. So financial forecasting software, business analytics tools, SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, industry reports, risk assessment tools, consultants, gut feeling or intuition, which was the most answered one, and none of these or other. So as you can see here, financial forecasting was 22%, business analytics tools were 50.9%, SWOT analysis was 35.8%, industry reports and risk assessment tools were about the same at 26%. Consultants were used by 30%, gut feeling and intuition by 64%, and then none of these was 7.5%, industry reports by 11%, and then we had word of mouth from customers, historical data, knowledge and experience, EOS, and Scalerator, other local business owners, owner is a CPA or MBA, experience of senior managers, or marketing and opportunities. So we did tie some of these answers in with other answers since it seemed quite similar. What are the biggest challenges your business currently faces when making decisions? Cash flow management, workforce issues, market competition, regulatory changes, economic uncertainty, lack of time or resources, or other. This was a checkbox answer, so we had multiple responses for each. So we had the vast majority answered that workforce issues for 50.9% and economic uncertainty for 56.6%. We also had pretty strong answers on cash flow management for 39.6%, market competition for 35.8%, and lack of time or resources from 32.1%, as well as regulatory changes for 17%, and then a mix of depends on what we're making, staffing, labor rates, cost containment, financing, issues related to growth, and mid to long-term growth strategies. So again, we combined some of these answers in with other answers in the final results. How do you measure your success? Increased revenue, higher profit margins, cost savings, customer satisfaction, employee retention, market share growth. Checkbox options. So the answers that were the highest were customer satisfaction with 81.1% and increased revenue with 73.6%. Then other high answers were high profit margins, 8.5%, and employee retention with 56.6%. Cost savings, 37.7%, and market share growth at 30.2%. Other answers were cultural output, customer acquisition and web traffic, revenue and margins, and operating income and EBITDA. How confident are you in your current decision-making process? So 1 is very confident and 5 is not confident. How confident are you? We had 16 people, 30.2% said they are very confident, 22.6% are sort of confident, 22.6% are mid-confident, 22.6 or 12 people are not very confident, and then 1.9% are the least confident. So one person noted that they really don't feel confident whatsoever, and then 16 people said they're extremely confident. Everyone else was in the middle. What is the most significant risk your business has taken in the past year? We asked respondents to provide a typed out answer for this, and then we included the responses in the research in this report. Section 3, financial strategies. This has to do with how their company is currently operating and what they're doing to adjust to financial challenges. Which financial strategies help your business stay stable and grow? And we had a checkbox, so multiple answers. Building cash reserves, managing debt carefully, diversifying revenue streams, reducing operational costs, investing in new technology, and other. For building cash reserves, 67.9% of respondents answered that. Which financial strategies help them stay stable? So building cash reserves. Then we had managing debt carefully. 73.6% say that that is a strategy that helps them stay stable. And I'm Very happy to see that. Diversifying revenue streams, 56.6%. Reducing operational costs, 60.4%. And investing in new technology, 47.2%. We also had providing goods and services and food, increased market share, reduction of employee turnover, managing product margins, and watching cash flow carefully. How often do you review your financial performance? One choice was asked for this: weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, only during specific events or when issues arise, or rarely/never. Here's the answer from that. We have weekly is 41.5% of all of our respondents review their financial performance weekly. The same amount, 41.5%, review it monthly, and the rest are distributed among quarterly, annually, and then a few only during specific times. And I don't think anyone answered that they rarely or never review their financial performance. What are the top financial challenges that most affect your business decisions? We have several answers here: cash flow management, managing debt, profit margin pressures, budget constraints, revenue forecasting, investment decisions, financial reporting accuracy, regulatory compliance, economic uncertainty, or other. So what are the top financial challenges that most affect their business decisions? And we had 3 pretty strong answers. Number 1 is cash flow management is a top financial challenge that affects how they make decisions, 64.2%. Then we have profit margin pressures at 50.9%, and economic uncertainty with 45.3%. And the rest were kind of distributed fairly evenly. We have managing debt, 30.2%, revenue forecasting at 30.2%, and then budget constraints at 28.3%. Which financial tools or reports do you find most helpful in making decisions? We accepted multiple answers for this one as well: profit and loss statements, balance sheets, cash flow projections, budget reports, financial ratios, or other. So the vast majority of the tools that are used by owners are profit and loss statements with 83%, and then balance sheets, 60.4%, cash flow projections by 52.8%, budget reports by 35.8%, financial ratios by 32.1%, and then we also had watching the bond market, activity-based costing, and sales reports were answered by one person for each of those. Section 4, crisis management. Does your company have a plan for handling crisis or unexpected events? Yes, we have a detailed and tested plan. Yes, but it's not fully developed or tested. No, but we're currently working on one. No, we don't have a plan yet. So when it comes to managing a crisis or unexpected event, 18.9% have a detailed plan. 45.3% have a plan, but it's not fully developed or tested. 9.4% don't have a crisis plan, but would like to develop one. And 28.4% do not have a crisis plan at all. How often do you update your crisis management plan? So we have quarterly, semi-annually, annually, less frequently, never, or no crisis management plan. And you can see the answers here: 15.1% quarterly. We have a few that do semi-annually, 24.5% do annually, 22.6% are less frequently, and then 11.3% never update a crisis management plan, and then 18.9% have no plan. Which are the most important parts of your crisis management strategy? We had checkboxes here: risk assessment and mitigation, communication plan, business continuity planning, emergency procedures, employee training, IT and security measures, no crisis management strategy, or other. And here we have 49.1% said the most important part of their crisis management plan is a risk assessment and mitigation. 50.9% is a communication plan, which I completely agree with. You have to communicate what the risks are and how to handle them. 45.3% say it's a business continuity planning process. 26.4% have emergency procedures. 28.3% have employee training. 30.2% say IT and security measures, and then 22.6% have no crisis management strategy at all. Can you share an example of how your crisis management plan helped you navigate a tough situation? This was a long answer. Who is involved in creating and implementing your crisis management plan? Leadership team, financial team, operations team, HR department, external consultants, or other. The vast majority, 62.5%, say it was their leadership team. And then we had quite a lot of other answers here, including myself, the owners, I handle that, entire team, just own, all of the above except external, not applicable, and then a few other answers. Everyone in the company was one answer. What aspects of your crisis management plan do you feel need improvement or are currently lacking? I had a long answer for that. And then the final section is section 5, long-term planning. What long-term planning strategies does your business use to ensure continued success? We allowed several answers here. So setting measurable goals, reviewing and updating business plans, investing technology, succession planning, scenario planning, strategic partnerships, or other. So for this, the vast majority of our answers were setting measurable goals. That is the number one long-term planning strategy that these owners are using to ensure success. Setting measurable goals. Next, reviewing and updating business plans by 64.2%. Then investing in technology by 54.7%. And then strategic partnerships was important to 45.3%. Succession planning by 34%, scenario planning by 18.9%. And then a few people said making sure our staff is fully available to work and that equipment is in working order, advertising, constantly surveying our audience, EOS, and studying strategy as all your choices. So these are just some other answers that were given. How do your long-term goals impact your day-to-day decisions and operational priorities? That was a long answer. Who contributes to your long-term planning process? Is it leadership team, financial team, operations team, HR department, board of directors, consultants, strategic advisory board? We don't have a long-term planning process or other. And the answers were primarily leadership team contributing to long-term planning. So that's 81% of our respondents. Financial team is 34%, operations team 32.1%, HR department 13.2%, board of directors same 13.2%, consultants we had 28.3% of business leaders saying that their long-term planning is assisted with consultants. The strategic advisory board is used by 11.3% for long-term planning, and we don't have a long-term plan, 3.8%. Myself, 3.8%, the owner, 3.8%. I do as the owner of the company. We work as a team, private equity firm, owners, consultants, accountant. So we combine some of these to add to the percentage. But as you can see, the leadership team primarily makes long-term planning process decisions. Are there any aspects of your long-term planning that you believe need improvement? That was a long answer as well. And then finally, we concluded with a thank you message and also asking if they wanted to receive a detailed report and would they be interested in a brief follow-up conversation to discuss the results, yes or no, and then a request for their name and email address. Quite a lot of respondents did provide their name and email address too. This concludes the portion of the report that is the entirety of our survey. If you want to download the entire survey, you can go to laconteconsulting.com/Ohio-survey. And if you like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and check out more videos coming up.